Hello! I'm making a new video, this time about my federal Corvette. So this is about the PvE build that I'm currently using for my federal Corvette that I found pretty effective. This is not like an absolute build I use, but this is one I tend to use. So let's go through the outfitting real fast. So for art point, that's what the art point I always use, but I tend to use these most of the time. So the class 4, I like having two beam weapon. Sometimes I use multi-cannon, or even if I don't do PvE, so maybe going to PvP, I might even use PA, Plasma Accelerator, but for now I'm gonna use my beam weapon. There's a reason why I like having two strong beam weapons. So these beam weapons, they're both the same. They're efficient beam with thermal vent. So because they're kind of demanding on the power distributor and also generating a lot of heat, well, those two modifications are the best, at least for my setup. All my multi-cannon here are overcharged, and also having the auto-loader modification experimental, except one. You know those class 1 slot here? I still put multi-cannon 2 inside, but one of them is actually having corrosive shell. So since they're class 1 or less like important, but still. It's still damage. So I prefer using corrosive shell of the small one because it's not gonna impact my overall damage much, and it's actually gonna improve it quite a bit. So I always use that on my lowest class weapon. So yeah, that's a decent build to kick down shield and also attack the hull because that's a lot of multi-cannon, and those two beam are actually pretty good. Those two beam, well, for that PvE setup, it's all gimbal weapon. Just telling you. Alright, let's go into the optional first. Okay, I'm using a prismatic shield generator. Well, for PvE, with most ship, I tend to use bi-weave, but for bigger ship like this that are slower, I prefer going with the prismatic because I'm gonna take a lot of damage anyway, and it's not like my FDL where I could just like move into the enemy blind spot rather easily. So first, my shield doesn't have that much time to regenerate, and two, I mean, these well, the problem with these is they're not generating fast, but that's why I have the shield cell bank. I don't have any heat sink, so that's why my two beam are very important because they're both with thermal vents. So if I shoot a target when I use the shield cell, I'm not gonna overheat or just barely. So depending on my timing and when they're shooting, when I use them, I should not overheat. So that's why those two beam in PvE, I love them so much. Of course, a fighter bank. The fighter you use is up to you. So for now, I'm using a fighter with dual fixed beam and dual pulse. The only reason is these I have because that station I am in right now only have these to purchase. I usually like to have a dual beam, fixed beam, and also a dual fixed multi-cannon. And for the rest, all reinforcement, all reinforcement, all reinforcement, reinforcement, and I try to slip in the two module reinforcement. Okay. So let's go. Well, the core internal for my main armor here, I'm using heavy duty. So since it's not like FDL or any fast medium ship that require to be light and fast, I mean, I don't mind this one having extra weight because what I want to do is like a powerful tank that do a lot of damage. So I'm trying to do a good balance between a shield tank and actual hull tanking with that Corvette. So heavy duty is increasing the weight but increasing my resistance, so that's pretty good. Alright, so power plant. Well, I engineered my power plant to have enough power because all I'm doing here is very power hungry. The thruster, of course, is a dirty drive with drag drive. Well, for combat, you don't really need to engineer the frame shift, but it's a good thing to do it anyway. The power distributor is charge enhanced. That's going to be better overall. Well, a sensor, I just don't care. Just put the D. And utility mount. I'm going all shield booster. So I'm having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 shield booster that are heavy duty. Oops. And then I like to put super capacitor to even increase the shield cap, because remember, prismatic shield, the point is having a lot of shield HP. There's actually like 2 of them that doesn't have super capacitor here, or only 1. That's just because I missed the map to do it. I'll do it eventually. It's not a big deal, but it still would be better. And also, my last booster, to balance a bit my resistance, I put a thermal resist shield booster. Because it's nice to have a crazy amount of shield, but if they're like all in negative, I mean, you need to do a certain balance between shield resist and shield amount. Because you can have all the shield you want, but a big amount of shield with negative resist could be worse than a lower amount of shield with more resist. So if you try to achieve some minimalistic balance, that's gonna help. And that's mostly it for the tour. So let's check my ship stat here. Okay, so shield health, pretty good, 5.2k. Okay, so that's how much. No, sorry, my shield. Sorry. So yeah, actually, I have a decent shielding. I could have a bit more, but you see, my kinetic resistance is still pretty good. My thermal resistance, though, is pretty low, but that's a trade-off to have that high amount of shielding. And if I didn't use that booster, I would be like negative shield thermal resistance. So I prefer like gimping a bit my total HP to have at least some actual thermal resistance. Well, the explosive resistance is still pretty good, over 50%. So shielding, I find it's a decent balance. You can always like change stuff or whatever that could be as good or even better with a lot of testing, but for me, I found this to be very, very, very good. Okay, armor health near 6,000. I could do even better with like a bit more engineering in some section to put more stuff to the max, but that's still pretty good for your hull integrity. But the good thing about it is the resistance of my hull, though. Kinetic, thermal, and explosive, it's all over 50%, 40%, it's close to like 50, especially in thermal and kinetic. So that means even if my shield go down, it's not like I need to run like I'm playing like FDL or something. I just still stay in the fight and take a beating. So that's it for my current build. So now I'm gonna head to a conflict zone. So I'll go to, let's see, there should be one nearby here. Well, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna find a conflict zone and start heading up to it. So, see you in a bit. I'm gonna do a time skip to find myself a proper CZ. I'm gonna take a high intensity one for better testing. So, time skip. Alright, here we are. Conflict zone high intensity. Almost in range. Alright. Let's get a bit closer. Alright, so faction. Well, I don't really care. Let's take the blue light organization. Alright. Let's take a good target. Flipper. I'm gonna try to put 3 weapons and 3 to system. Oh, Shaft. My good friend Shaft. Fourth weapon. The good thing about the Corvette is still turn pretty good. I mean, kind of slowish, but its turn speed is actually pretty nice. The other problem in PvE is the shaft when you use too much gimbal weapon. But, yeah. Let NPC just run and kill them. So yeah, right now I'm not invincible in PvE, but I'm a big solid tank here. So, is there any good target? Cutter. Why not? I mean, it should be very easy. I mean, with my FDL I can take an elite cutter, so with that it should be even easier in PvE. Get closer for my beam to do more damage. So yeah, my 2-beam I have no problem with 4-pip to a weapon. And my EAT's at 0, so I'm gonna put one more to shield before to weapon because I'm taking damage and I want my shield to be holding up a bit better. So 2-beam with 3 pips to weapon is fine as long as I don't shoot my multi-cannon. I'll wait until my shield are down to use my multi-cannon. I need to get closer because the damage drop off of my beam. And that's why I'm not using the short range mod. I've been testing my FDL on this shit because there's no way for me to be that agile. These shields are strong. It's gonna take a while. I'm gonna get closer to optimize my damage. There we go, shield are gonna go down. So 4-pip to weapon and shoot away. All I have. Yeah, it's taking decent amount of damage. Yeah, I've been like a ship or two shooting me non-stop and my shield is still pretty good. So I'm gonna use a shield cell bank. So you see, didn't overheat. My egg went high, but no overheat because I shot my I put my temperature with my beam to very low temperature, so no problem. That's the only reason why I like having these 2 beams in PvE. They're so useful for that. You can shoot a very decent amount of time, actually, with having 2 beams. Okay, that guy is being annoying. Running. Oh, he's elite. He's pretty. That's why he's pretty resistant. I'm cold. I'm gonna use more shield cell bank because why not? See my temperature? No problem. It's getting high, but everything's under control. Shield her down. There we go. Full blaster away. There we go. And the pirate's on me too. So I find this build very strong. I mean, if I was sitting still like that, like my FDL, I'll be in trouble. But this thing can just tank the damage. If I wanted to play more like safe, I would put like 4 to shield and 2 to weapon. Alright, let's kill that one, and I think that's gonna be a pretty good test. Well, I don't mind ramming. I'm pretty heavy, so. There we go. I got myself kind of far away though. I'll give him that. But it's coming back, so. There we go. Full blaster away. Ah, shaft. Alright. Gonna be a good shot on him. I love this multi-cannon. His HP just going down. And they're all shooting together. Yeah, the corrosive with the beam and all the other weapon does help us a lot, actually. Alright, so it's pretty nice. Well, I lost one ring of shield, but I mean that's bound to happen, you know, in combat. So yeah, I like this build. Well, this is a PvE build, but so even if you're doing PvE in that build and you get attacked by a player, if you're in the open, you're not entirely screwed because you still can defend yourself because you're pretty tough. With your prismatic shield, your shield cell bang. Yeah, you don't have your PA and stuff, but you can just blast the target very well still. So I don't call this a very like viable PvP build, but I mean, unlike my FDL that I have a fixed beam, I feel better with that ship if I get attacked by a player on the PvE build. So I hope you liked this video and that was helpful for some people to inspire the build. So that's it. Thank you for watching. See you next time.